If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
And Coach's Corner with Coach Adam Fossett, brought to you by the B.B. Comer Booster Club. And it was a happy night for the B.B. Comer Tigers last week and a big win over previously unbeaten Winterboro.
Right, yeah, we had a good night, came out strong, an early turnover, led to points, and we never looked back.
You know, Winterboro was where you got your start in coaching up there, and it was a game that kind of stuck in your craw since last year, because that was a winnable game you lost in overtimes. You've been waiting on this one.
Yeah, we've all, the team and I, we've all kind of been waiting on this one, and our first year we lost at home, first game, and first game as a head coach. First game is kind of turning the program around. We lost a close one then, and then we lose that close one at their place in overtime. So, it's again the teams that are in the system. 10 miles down the road, all our guys know their guys. We know as coaches, we know a lot of their coaches and stuff like that. So, you definitely want to win those games, for bragging rights and things like that. And that's what we told our guys. Said, 10 years down the road, you're going to see some of these guys, and they're going to talk about this game. So what's the story going to be? And it was a good chapter for Comer for sure.
Defensively, a lot of hard hitting going on.
Yeah, I thought defensively we played very, very well. Hagan DeLee stepped up huge for us at defensive end. John Murphy is stepped up at linebacker and played well. Raphael Johnson's still making some incredible plays defensively. And it's stuff that none of those guys, a year ago, none of those guys were making those type of plays. So you can tell that the experience and getting those live reps and a season, last season paid its dividends in experience for this season.
Carmichael, you're up and you begin to loosen them up a little bit, throwing the deep ball. He had a couple of guys open and just didn't quite happen.
Yeah, at halftime I told the guys, I said that drives on me, because I knew those guys were open, and I was very stubborn to get away from what we were doing, and we had plenty of time. The idea was, hey, let's put a score in, and right before the half, and we had plenty of time to do that. So, that was my fault as a coach, getting out of what we were doing good, and we had a lot of short game stuff that was available still that we could have completed and gotten yards after the catch and been able to line up and run the ball. So sometimes as coaches we get greedy, and I got greedy and wanted to score a quick one right before the half.
The running game of B.B. Comer continues to get stronger as the season goes along.
It does. Up front, man, we're led by Corey Anderson and Zach Carpenter up front, and they are, they're knocking people out. They're driving off the ball. They're doing a great job for us, and that makes the guys around them better. Chris Wilson's doing a great job. Drew Hallman's had to step in and play center for us until Brandon Blankenship gets healthy, and Hagan DeLee at the right tackle. So those guys, being an offensive lineman my whole life, it's fun to watch those guys do work, and it's fun to watch those guys power off the ball and go forward instead of stand there and do nothing. So for 2 years, I've heard from the stands, you got to block. So they're doing a heck of a job blocking and making things happen. And then when you have guys like Raphael and Devontae that can do some things with their feet and have the athletic ability that they do, it makes the job a little bit easier. When
Johnson turns a corner, he's headed for payday a lot of times.
Yeah, his vision's gotten a lot better. It wasn't bad before, but his vision's gotten a lot better, seeing creases and making stuff happen. And he knows the opponents pretty well, knows what their strong points are, and that helps him out. So we've got to do a better job of of spreading the wealth a little bit. We still have James Carmichael and Daleon Welch offensively too that are great weapons, and we've got to get them involved. And if we're able to get them involved, you're talking about 4 guys that you got to prepare for every week, and that makes it tough on opposing teams.
And your kicking game continues to evolve and pretty solid last week.
Yes, yeah, no doubt. Again, Drew Hallman, Drew's playing center, he's playing D-line, and he kicks for us. So Drew's doing a good job on kickoffs, and Chris Wilson's doing a heck of a job on punt for us. And that's Mondays, we kind of recap our game, and we give out helmet stickers on Mondays. And that was one of the things that I spoke about this Monday was Chris Wilson has really changed our game in the punting because he's going to flip the field. And if they don't field the ball the way he kicks, if they don't field the ball, we're always going to get a roll.
It's bouncing everywhere.
Yeah, it's all over the place. So, that helps us a ton. And our coverage team's doing great getting down there. So, and special teams has been an Achilles heel for us. Kickoffs, I couldn't tell you how many kickoff returns for touchdowns we gave up. I know we gave up 2 big ones last year to Randolph County and to Piedmont, and those were game changers. So, we've changed what we do, and the ball gets down there and bounces around, and by the time somebody feels it, we're on them. And have a couple of young guys that are getting down there. Jesse Graham made a huge tackle on a kickoff last week to start the drive, the opening kickoff. He makes a huge tackle by the ankles and gets the guy deep, and then obviously we get the turnover and score. So. Special teams is I'm very happy and excited with how it's moved on and how we've gotten better.
Well, when you're scoring points in the 40s for the last couple of weeks, that puts a smile on a lot of people's faces.
Yes, no doubt. It makes it's a good problem to have when you have to call a timeout to make sure you got all your young guys in the game, and you got 11 to go out on offense or defense. So. The past couple of weeks, everybody's gotten to play, and there's a lot of positive to that because if your young guys are playing in the fourth quarter, one, it means you're either up big or down big, and two, it gives your starters a break.
Yeah. And
we're going into week 7 technically if you count week 0, whatever it is, and no matter where you are, it's football. And there's guys that are banged up and bruised up and things like that. So any reps that they can get where they're not in and the young guys can get in, that also helps us down the road.
Well, the process continues on a Thursday night as we travel to Horseshoe Bend to take on the Generals.
Yes, yeah, we go to Horseshoe Bend tonight. They're doing a couple things offensively that we haven't seen, some double wing stuff, some wishbone stuff. So it presents a new challenge. Trying to simulate what they do is a challenge in itself because it's not what we do. So getting a scout team to look at a card that's got lines written all over it and see something and say, hey, go run this perfectly. You've only seen it for 10 seconds, but go run this play perfectly so you can give our defense a look. That's tough to do. So, I'm hoping that we're able to line up correctly early on and make plays early on. I hope it doesn't take us a little bit to adjust and see it live. But defensively, if we get after it and do the things that we've been coached to do, I feel confident we'll take care of business.
A game that you're expected to win. If you don't play well, a loss would be a big setback for BB Comer with the progress going forward.
No doubt, and that's been the message all week is you got to be motivated for this game. You can't. I told them earlier in the week. This is like a trap game. It's you're coming off a big win. You've got this game, and then we play Fayetteville next week. Well, it's easy to get excited for Winterboro, and it's easy to get excited for Fayetteville because you know those kids. You've played against them for years and years and years. Then you've got this game right in the middle, and you don't know anybody on the team. You don't know. Hey, Horseshoe Bend's 1-4. We're 4-1, and stuff like that. And I tell them anything can happen on any given day. So you don't want to go into this game not motivated and let something slip up and play from behind. So that's been the message all week is you've got to be prepared for this game. Don't go looking ahead to Fayetteville and overlook this one. And our goal is to go 9-1, and you can't go 9-1 without going 5-1. So
do you see and sense the excitement among the B.B. Comer faithful. You know, last year you made the playoffs for the first time in a while, but sensing the B.B. Comer alumni and stuff, they're expecting more as you're expecting more.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, they're our fan base has just grown and grown and grown, and you see people. You know, you can't go to the store now without somebody saying, "Hey, good game," or "Y'all are looking good," or you know, whatever the case may be. A lot of people just wanting to help out any way that they can. So you can tell that they're following and they're with us, and that they excuse me, that they like what's going on. You know, and in high school sports, you get these times where we have a very talented bunch that have been under the program now for 3 years. So that's a process of the building blocks that we've had and that we've put in place. So you know, the alumni has been great. The Alumni Association does a great job helping us out. All Sports Booster Club, which is made up a lot of alumni too, do a good job of helping us out. And you know, the support within what I like to see the most is the support within the school of the volleyball team supports football, football supports volleyball and cheer, and like the unity within the school is pretty amazing to see. And I think that has a lot to do with how our program is built, because our kids rely on each other. You know, our kids depend on each other. It's really like a sibling issue. You know, I can mess with you and I can give you a hard time, but nobody else can. You know, so and you see that with our guys. You know, our guys will give each other a hard time, but somebody on the field, you know, if we're playing a game and somebody goes and messes with one of the kids, that same guy was giving him a hard time over there saying, "Hey, no, you're not going to mess with him." So we truly have a family atmosphere, and you know, we break it down on family all the time. And Coach Hale brought that in. It's "Forget about me, I love you," and like it's a true feeling, and you can feel it on Friday nights, or in this case Thursday nights. You know, I feel like we'll have a good crowd tonight. Our band is going to travel with us tonight, which will be huge for us, and you know, this will be their first road game that they've gone on because of all this that's going on. So they're going to travel with us for the next two road games, and our kids feed off of that. They feed off of the band playing and the cheerleaders cheering, and you know, it takes everybody to make this happen. And while we know that we're the production on the field, we know that we get support and energy from other people.
Before we go this morning, you've coached at several different places, several different stops. Does this feel home to you, B.B. Comer?
It does. This is in coaching. You know, I've talked to a lot of people about this. And I've talked to young coaches about this, and in coaching, when you get into this, you're looking at, you know, where do I want to be and what are my aspirations? And you hope that I wanted to be a head coach, and I knew that, and that opportunity came 13 years ago. I think it was 13 years ago anyway. That opportunity came at Winterboro, and you know, you have some success, and you're like, man, this is, you know, I'm decent at this. I can try something else, and had the opportunity to go to Chillsburg. So you go to Chillsburg and you have some success. You're like, hey, I can do this. Let's try something else. And sometimes you end up getting into situations that are life lessons for you. And you know, a situation where I go to Smith Station and I'm there for 2 years. We go 2-18 in 2 years. One game was a forfeit, so technically we go 1-19 on the field in 2 years. And
kind of sobering, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it makes you question. You know, am I good at this? Do I really know what I'm doing? But it's just a different world, and you know, 7A football is a different world. So I was let go there, and during that time, that was a tough time for my family. And this opportunity opened up, and my wife is from here, and we knew a lot of people here, so felt like it was a good opportunity for us. And anytime you have kids involved, my sons were 9 and 7 then, 9 and 8 then, and it destroyed them, you know. So anytime that happens and your kids are involved, there's so much more involved other than you, and it's not about you anymore. You know, the pre-dad Coach Fossett was like, hey, I'm going to win 300 games, and hey, we're going to get in the Hall of Fame and all that other stuff. And, you know, then you have a family and you're like, hey, look, I want to raise my kids to be good kids, but I want to utilize coaching to raise kids to be good young men and see what life has in store for them.
All right, the process continues tonight. Horseshoe Bend against the Generals, 7 o'clock kick. Coach Adam Fossett in his third year at B.B. Comer, turning this program in the right direction. Coach, good luck tonight, and we'll see you back next week.
Thank you, sir.
The Coach Adam Fossett Show brought to you by the B.B. Comer Boosters Club in B.B. Comer High School. More Daybreak after this.